It's your favorite flawed, fantastic con skies, and I am back with a first time ever commentary speed paint video. This one is kind of based on redesigning the main sex for My Little Pony, and I've done this before, I think many times in the past, but I've been having a crisis when it came down to my art style, and I think I actually came across one that I'm actually really comfortable with, I'd say. Yeah, I've come across a art style where I'm comfortable, where I'm not like looking at other people's channels and comparing myself to them and being like, why is my Little Pony characters looking like shit? So, and if you guys haven't seen the recent post that I made a recent post saying that I am pausing the remaking all of the My Little Pony characters, mostly because I'm turning it into a video series instead of a short series, and I just need a new idea for like drawings on my shorts feed. that's basically the only way I can possibly think of like explaining that whole situation. So let's just get into the backstory of My Little Pony remaking the main six. Enjoy, guys. I don't know what else to say. Warning, there may be spoilers. My Little Pony is one of the many shows that made up my childhood. Even though I didn't watch My Little Pony until it was basically ending, I was the kid who grew up when My Little Pony had 8 seasons on Netflix and had gone through the pain of watching it turn into 4 seasons. Luckily, when trying to find full episodes of My Little Pony, YouTube did not disappoint me. That includes season 9. For those of you who didn't grow up with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, here's my best summary I can give you. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has us follow a group of 6 rainbow-colored ponies who clap villains with the power of friendship, including children. We mostly follow a purple pony named Twilight Sparklebutt, who refuses to make friends just cuz, and her mentor, the little goddess and princess of Equestria, Princess Sunbutt, is like, Twilight, if you don't make friends, if you don't find a gang, you won't get clapped out there. And forced Twilight into Ponyville with her adopted younger dragon brother, Spike. When Twilight's job is to make friends with the ponies of Ponyville, Twilight says F you and doesn't do her job, but ends up making friends anyway. Applejack, the hard-working, honest, and most hated pony. Rainbow Dash, the athletic pony with ADHD. Pinkie Pie, the fun-loving, party-planning, physics-breaking pony. Rarity, the racist fashion pony. And Fluttershy, the animal-loving, shy yet will come to your house and beat the shit out of you if you try and mess with your friends pony. My personal favorite. I'll be talking about my AU of MLP and basically what I would change about each of the characters and the storyline if necessary, as well as how I would change their designs. So without further ado, let us begin. Our first pony is our main character, Twilight Sparkle Cakes. No, I'm kidding. Twilight, Sparkle, and Spike. With Twilight's design, I went for the more nerdy design. That, as well as adding some kind of red, because I needed her to complete the rainbow. She needs to be red to complete the rainbow. I'd imagine her to be introverted, and that's the reason why she doesn't like to make friends. Not because she's caught up in her studies, but because she's scared of talking to new ponies, kind of like Fluttershy. The only few beings that she likes to talk to are Spike, her family, and Princess Celestia. Instead of being a mean purple pony a-hole who she's really reserved and wants to make friends but doesn't like to talk to other ponies because I imagine Canterlot is a very judgmental place. As for Spike's design, I imagine he's more of a zesty guy who don't care about nobody's opinion because he's mainly judged for being a soft dragon. And instead of questioning whether or not he should be with the dragons or the ponies, he accepts being who he is and is mostly focusing on encouraging Twilight to talk to other ponies. This is as well as instead of being treated as a slave, he's more of like a house husband. But don't get him twisted, he's super overprotective of his friends, especially his older sister Twilight, and will burn you alive if you f*** around and find out. Oh, and no, I do not ship him with Rarity or any other ponies really. If they were family, I'd see them as cousins in my AU. I feel like their story would start out just a tiny bit differently in my AU, but would follow just about the same path. My Twilight Sparkle would be an alicorn librarian, and one day during her closing shift, she find a book called The Tale of the Two Sisters. Reading it, she get curious about the Mayor of the Moon. Spike would come in by this point to pick her up and help her through Canterlot. It's not like she can't, but everyone in Canterlot is like chatty and believes Twilight's an a-hole for spending so much time around books rather than heading to like huge parties with them. He's just there for sport. This is where she finds out about the prophecy and politely asks Spike to alert the princess about Nightmare Moon. This is where the princess tells Twilight she understands Twilight's concern, but encourages her to head to Ponyville for a mission while she deals with Nightmare Moon. In reality, this is her way of getting Twilight, with Spike's help, to make friends in Ponyville because she already seen the signs of the prophecy and couldn't really do anything when it comes down to trying to defeat her sister again. For the enemies, yes, I said for their elements, yes, I said there, because I'm giving Spike an element just as well. He's not going to get a jewel like the main six will. Twilight would be the element of leadership instead of magic, mostly because I'm going to give all the ponies, including Earth ponies, their own magic, and I feel leadership would be a role that she can have conflict on because of her introverted self, and can be achieved with her friends, meaning her friends can help her open up and take on the role of being a leader without trying to hide in the shadows. Spike's element would definitely be the element of protection. Considering he's still a dragon, he'd be perfect when wanting to protect his friends, his family, and his community, or Ponyville. I think this is a way to also build conflict since Spike is still a baby dragon and it's been confirmed that he's still a baby dragon. I can imagine Twilight wanting to bring Spike on their adventures for protection, but another part of her wants to keep him, wants him to stay home, not to do work or keep him bored, but because she's his older sister and she wants him to also be protected. It's her job, correct? Yeah. This is the final result, and I'm happy to hear what you guys think about it. If I could ship anyone with Twilight, I would have her be together with Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie, in my opinion, would be the one to get Twilight out of her introverted element, basically being the ecstatic golden retriever to the shy black cat. I imagine Pinkie Pie's magic would mostly be what she already does, breaking the fourth wall in physics, being a master baker and the element of laughter. Yes, I'm keeping her element. Her design would consist of very big curly hair and leg warmers, a gift from Rarity. I'd imagine she'll have confetti and streamers in her mane and tail, as well as changing her cutie mark from 3 balloons to a pie and party stuff. In my AU, instead of being the first pony Twilight meets, Princess Celestia would tell all of Ponyville about the new pony coming and to make her feel welcome, as she's a bit shy. Pinkie Pie would be in the kitchen, most likely baking, so that she can throw a huge party at the Golden Oak Library, where Twilight Sparkle plans to stay, unknown to the fact that Twilight is reserved and doesn't like talking that much unless it's professional. I feel like the whole party scene would, instead of Twilight being mean about the whole loud party thing, she'd at first be scared of Pinkie Pie's extroverted nature and try to hide herself in her bedroom. And these two can become great friends in Pinkie's laugh song in the forest on the way to find the castle of the 2 sisters to find the elements. While Twilight wouldn't talk as much, I believe she'd love hearing her girlfriends speak. Yes, I decided at some point all of my My Little Pony namesake ships will confess to each other, and listening to her rambling on about probably nothing. Pinkie Pie could have trouble in quiet environments, and Twilight could teach her quiet ways to entertain herself instead of trying to sing and bounce around like a bouncy ball. That's about it. Here's the final product on to the next pony. Okay, I have something to say really quickly as we continue the Earth Pony ball rolling. Why the fuck is AJ the most controversial pony in My Little Pony? And not only that, why is she always treated as a background character? I actually like AJ. She's a stubborn mare who likes showing what hard work can earn you, and she actually plays the mama of the group, listening to all their troubles and teaching to be honest and how to fix them. So here's my AJ. Applejack is a draft horse but smaller than Big Mac. Her cutie mark is a lasso with a big red apple. She's more on the introverted side and has a soft spot for playing dress up, especially with CMC and Rarity, foreshadowing. Her parents passed after Appleloon was born. Her mother from birth and her father doing a Romeo and Juliet move, not wanting to live without his wife, but not realizing he'd be leaving his kids. Granny Smith, the current owner of Sweet Apple Anchors, raised Applejack, Big Mac, and Appleloon on her very own. The bows in her hair are the final gift she got from her parents before they both passed. She treats her friends like her foals, acting like the kind but stern mother she had when she was younger. When it comes down to Twilight, she's as gentle as she is with Fluttershy. With Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, she's more stern. With Rarity, she starts getting a bit shy herself around her, since she had a crush on Rarity ever since they were young, but Rarity has always had feelings for someone else. AJ's element would be changed from the element of honesty to the element of trust, mostly because of the cliff scene in Season 1, Episode 2. Applejack doesn't say that Twilight was going to be caught by Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. She says that she'll be fine if she lets herself fall down. This basically means that AJ was telling Twilight to trust her into believing when she said that she would be safe. This could also become a real conflict when it comes down to honesty. Honesty builds trust. When Applejack lies, that could be a sign that she doesn't trust her friends enough to tell them the truth. Foreshadowing. In my AU, Applejack is the first to meet Twilight. Instead of being chatty, she has a more of a lazy and mysterious greeting, kind of like why can I imagine Applejack starts out so mysterious and sexy as Here's the final product, and onto her girlfriend pony. And now AJ's GF, Rarity. Why is she like the racist white pony in My Little Pony, bro? With Rarity's design, I went with a more jewelry heavy design. My girl always in makeup and jewelry. Oh my goodness. And I'm giving my girl the sparkly hoops. I don't think I did it in here. Oops. Because yes. I also wanted to change her color to lavender since she is now the purple pony and Twilight is red. I have changed Twilight to red pony. I changed her cutie mark from just like 3 diamonds to a diamond with a needle and sparkly thread. She seems a bit basic in her original design. I just wanted to mostly just spice her up a bit. And in my AU, I like to think she's a perfectionist to every single last detail. And I mean every single last detail. Not the right gemstone, the outfit is hideous. The shoes are 0.1% off colored, throw them in the garbage. While the original Rarity hated dirt with her life and getting her mane ruined, for mine, you take that and turn it up to like 1,000%. She'll do her hair and makeup for hours, and even if like one tiny strand of hair is out of place, she's crying in her bedroom for hours. I feel like my AU, her friends would help her realize not everything needs to be perfect or criticized to the point of tears. And I think instead of being like the element of generosity, I think Rarity should be the element of sacrifice. This could also help Rarity realize nothing in life is perfect, and sacrificing her out of control perfection will help her keep her friendship intact. When it comes to how she meets Twilight, I kind of wouldn't change the interaction, but instead of Spike being all lovey-dovey and wanting to get with Rarity, I feel like he'd be more like, okay, I gotta get Twilight like prepared for whatever's to come, because Rarity is not normal. I feel like also that, as well as Twilight would have like trouble saying no because of her introverted personality, and Spike would have to be the one to like remove Twilight from the situation altogether. Rarity and Applejack, I feel, are one of like the best pairs in my AU, mostly because they remind me of like City Girl and Street Girl. Rarity introduced her dirty, introverted girlfriend to the fashion industry and got her into somewhat liking dressing up in pretty pink dresses. And Applejack could introduce Rarity to the farm life and teach her that it's okay to get a little dirty because that's a part of hard work. Kind of in the end, breaking that perfectionist 1,000% attitude in Rarity. That's my take on Rarity, and I hope you guys like the final product. my lord, I do love this pony. She's super shy and loves animals, but that's just her whole personality. The shy, scared, animal-loving pony who's kind to everyone she meets. Other than the times where she's being stern, that's mostly her personality. But I'm not complaining. With Fluttershy's design, I went with a design inspired by the shy yellow canary. All the Pegasi will be based off of different birds based on their personalities and how they would act, in my view. But her wings would be based on an owl, and she'd be very quiet when flying. If you aren't paying attention, you might even forget she's there. And she doesn't mind that. She'll have a long mane tail mostly because she doesn't fly that much. She mostly will walk and will only fly if necessary. For example, when she and her friends are in danger. Her mane will have a few flowers in it, and she'll have more of a soft color palette than other ponies. While Twilight is shy in my view, Fluttershy is the biggest introvert out of the other introverts, AJ and Twilight. Twilight having second place and AJ having third. While Twilight will be quiet when talking about things other than business, Fluttershy will stay absolutely silent. Not because she's ignoring you, but because she's so shy, she can't even open her mouth. And this makes her so scary because when she starts getting loud, if she's yelling out of pure anger and her friends aren't encouraging it, that's the sign that you fucked up and crossed a boundary. You'd wish you didn't cross. But things that make your girl happy would definitely be animals and doing yoga. Calm, quiet hobbies that don't include a lot of ponies. She still has her stare that looks like daggers shooting from her eyes, though. I feel she and Twilight would become great friends the moment they meet, because they understand each other, and like Twilight, when she's talking about books or any kind of literature, Flutters is definitely a rambler when it comes to animals. I kind of see her as the pony version of a Disney princess. Fluttershy's element would stay the element of kindness. Like Pinkie Pie, I feel as though her element is unique to her, and she isn't like an element shown in all of the girls all the time. Kindness is another quality that makes up her personality. About everything, and I hope you guys enjoy the final product. Now onto our last pony. last but not least, we're on to Fluttershy's extroverted girlfriend, Rainbow Dash. RD's design is more of a punk rock one based off of a golden eagle. While she doesn't have a long tail, she does have a short rainbow colored mane tail. Her cutie mark is a bunch of rainbow colored lightning bolts going around her hind end and a rain cloud in place of the cutie mark. And her body is more skinny because of her getting used to going at high speeds in the skies. RD is the type of Pegasus that you rarely see ever walking on the ground. You mostly see her in the clouds, hovering when talking, flying in the sky, or in a tree. While she does love the Wonderbolts and Daring Do, she doesn't like her interests to interrupt her friendships and relationships. In my AU, RD is a very blunt pony. Like she will say it as it is, even if it will hurt others' feelings. Because of this, I think she'd be best suited for the element of honesty instead of Applejack. This way her friends can help her realize that she doesn't have to be rude when being honest or hurt anyone else's feelings when she's saying very honest things. Fluttershy, being the element of kindness, would especially be helpful for the job. She could encourage Rainbow Dash to be nicer when speaking the truth to others, and RD can encourage Flutters to speak up and say what she needs to say. Basically, speak up for herself if she knows it's right. RD would be the second pony to meet Twilight, before Rarity and after AJ. She makes snarky and rude but truthful comments after she crashes into Twilight, and makes her mane all messed up. Basically, I kind of imagine her to be the Captain Obvious of the group, be like, oh my gosh, your mane is all messed up, and Twilight's like, I know, but she won't say that out loud, because she's shy. Spike would instantly check her by automatically protecting Twilight and calling RD out for being rude. I feel like RD isn't all rude, because I also imagine her to try and instantly backtrack, apologizing profusely, and trying to make it up by complimenting Twilight and trying to get rid of the clouds for the celebration, as well as fix her mane like she does in the or at least tries to fix her mane as she does in the original, and mostly just trying to make it up to Twilight after being so snarky. That's all the ponies, and I hope you enjoy the final product of RD. Well guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video of me redesigning the main 6 plus Spike. If you guys have any character suggestions and want a part 2, please comment that down below. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to become a resident of Animalia. We are almost to 500 residents, and I will see you y'all in the next video. Bye guys! Be flawed, but stay fantastic. Cotton, out.